The first seal, I Ching, Awakening of the Spiritual Forces, is called the seal of the awakening of the spiritual forces. It relates to all mystical paths and religions on earth. They include Hinduism, Buddhism, Kabbalah, Sufism, Christian saints, and any other path that the goal is to have a direct experience with God. Know thyself to know God. Be still and know that I am God. The I Ching is also called the Yin and Yang sign. The two parts with different colors, white and blue, are the two modes in the universe known as positive and negative, male and female, cold and hot, etc. In our drawing of this symbol, we also have an orange/red center in it. It is the symbol for the beginning. The color orange/red is for energy, movement, creation, etc. There are 3 I Chings in the greatest sign. The one in the center is the symbol for the beginning of the creation, the beginning. The one at the bottom is the beginning of one's spiritual journey. This I Ching at the bottom is the first seal in the greatest sign. It is the only one which is in a horizontal position. Anything in a horizontal position means is not awakened, is asleep. When we want to sleep, we lie down, become horizontal. The other 2 I Chings are in a vertical position, meaning awakened. The second seal, Star of David, the sign of Solomon, communities of light. This is the second seal in the greatest sign. It symbolizes the teaching and history of the Hebrews, the Old Testament. The whole theme of the Old Testament, OT, is that God is trying to choose a community, children of Israel, that accepts him as their God and will obey his commandments. Therefore, the second seal is related to the communities that are based on God and follow the eternal divine path, the greatest sign. So the OT is also a part of the 7 seals which God has revealed to humanity. It covers the children of Israel and brings the concept of the communities of light. The triangle upward is the hierarchy of heaven on earth, and the triangle downward is the Spirit of God which is in this hierarchy. In other words, the symbol means the communities of light, human, reaching upward, triangle upward, and God reaching downward, triangle downward. Only such communities based on God, which follow the eternal divine path, will prosper and help to bring God's kingdom on earth. This is the second step in the eternal divine path. The first step is the awakening of the spiritual forces. The third seal, cross, sacrifice, not being self-centered. This is the third symbol in the greatest sign. It is the symbol for sacrifice, not being self-centered. After the awakening of the spiritual forces, first seal, directing our energies toward creation of the communities of light, second seal, we will realize that a strong godly community is only possible if people are willing to give more into the community than they take. We have to learn to sacrifice for the community in order to create the communities of light. If everyone is selfish and wants to take more than they put in, then that community and society will be destroyed. But if people participate and help the community, it will prosper. Of course, each individual has a different capacity for sacrifice. This is the message of the third seal, to sacrifice all in order to create God's desire for communities of light. That is what Christ did. He sacrificed himself for his ideal. With this seal, the 3 first seals in the greatest sign are united. That is, mystical paths, Hindus, Buddhists, etc., Hebrews, Jews, and Christians. The 4th seal, crescent moon, surrendering and submission. This is the 4th symbol in the greatest sign. It is the symbol for surrendering and submission to God. After we sacrifice for a while and try to create the communities of light, we may not succeed. We may have put much effort and nothing happens. We are not seeing any result. We will become frustrated and or depressed. Or we may succeed and start feeling that we are great, that we have done such a good job. That may make us become elated with a big ego. This step is to overcome these 2 pitfalls, either becoming depressed or egotistical. The reason for either of these happenings is that we are attached to the result of our actions. So when the result is not as we expected, we become depressed, discouraged, and unhappy. If the result is good, we become egotistical, which is the very reason man is separate from God. So we lose the grace. If we, however, surrender the result to God, then in either way we will not be affected with the result. So surrendering means we do try to do his will, follow the eternal divine path, but we leave the result to God. Greater than surrendering is submission to God. Submission means we let God do the work through us. We are an instrument for His divine actions. In surrendering, there is still an ego, which is surrendering the result to God. In submission, the doer is He. There is no I involved, no I, no ego. He is the doer, and so the result is His as well. So in the eternal divine path, we meditate and try to awaken our spiritual forces, the first seal. We direct the energies we have gained from our awakened spiritual forces toward the creation of the communities of light, second seal. We sacrifice for the community and try not to be self-centered and selfish, the third seal. And we surrender and submit to God, fourth seal. In this seal, we also see the I Ching symbol. This I Ching, however, is no longer in the horizontal position. In this stage, man's spirit is fully awakened. To be surrendered and submissive to the will of God is the highest spiritual realization. In this symbol, we also see a five-pointed star. It is the symbol for man reaching up to God in prayer. The same symbol upside down is the symbol for devil, man reaching toward earth, the external world. With this symbol, all mystical paths, Hebrews, Jews, Christianity, and Islam are explained. They are each a part of the eternal divine path. There are three more steps, religions, in the eternal divine path, which are the last three seals. The fifth seal, the nine-armed star, universalism. This is the fifth seal in the greatest sign. It is the symbol of universalism. Without realizing that God is everything and the whole universe is He, we will become narrow in our outlook of the universe. We may, and probably will, become attached to a small part of it. We may work only for the betterment of our own community, religion, race, etc. Universalism is the fifth step in the eternal divine path. It shatters all narrowness of the mind. It expands the consciousness to include everything as part of God. It is the symbol of the Baha'i faith. So the first step seal is the awakening of the spiritual forces. The second step seal is the formation of the communities of light. The third step, seal, is sacrifice, not being self-centered. The fourth step, seal, is surrendering and submission to God. And the fifth step, seal, is universalism, to realize God is everything. Whoever separates one part of the universe from another, and or prefers one part of the universe to the other, does not express the Spirit of God, which is everything, inseparable. The sixth seal, the elects. This is the sixth seal in the greatest sign. After a person goes through the first five seals, he becomes an elect, child of light. The elects are those who meditate and awaken their spiritual forces, the first seal. They direct their energy toward creation of the communities of light, the second seal. They will sacrifice, the third seal, toward this goal, creation of communities of light, and surrender and submit to God, the fourth seal. They will become universalists, the fifth seal. Such people are truly free of all vices and are spiritually advanced. They have awakened their spiritual forces, at least are trying to. They work toward a better society, communities of light. They are willing to sacrifice all for this ideal, and are surrendered and submissive to God, free from ego. They are universalists, free from narrowness of the mind. Such are the ones God calls my elects, the children of Israel, the children of light. These are the ones who will bring His kingdom on earth. The seventh seal, pure consciousness. This is the seventh seal, the goal. It is the symbol for pure consciousness, being one with God, to be divine. This is not attainable by mystical paths and practices, meditation, chanting, etc. alone. It is attainable by following the eternal divine path. By creation of the communities of light, we can create an environment that many people can reach this state the fastest way possible.